Alright, so sounds like audio is working pretty good. And let's just get more things set up here. My flight sim audio. Okay, everything should be loaded up. Alright, go ahead. See if we can load up the game. Alright, so I think this is still buggy. So I'll try Denver. Okay, it's working now. So before, when I first launched the game, I couldn't select an airport without having to actually move the globe around. Let's see. We'll fly GPS direct, why not? Do a little bit of VFR flying in the Citation CJ4. So this is just a standard edition with a few aircraft that are already included. There's the Airbus A320neo, which is beautifully modeled. Of course, the Queen of the Skies 747-8 series. Diamond DA-40, that's a fun plane to fly in real life. See here, they've also included the staple King Air 350 and can't have a sim without your trusty 172. Of course, the Grand Caravan's in here as well. So today we'll be doing the Citation CJ4. Let's see, so that's selected. Flight conditions, real world. We'll do live weather, there we go. Other players will not be visible in the exception of group members. Air traffic specifies such aircraft type. We've got live weather, live traffic. Why not? We'll do live players. Or give that a try. It looks like there's only one livery with the aircraft. Okay, that's all selected. Let's go ahead and fly. So I've got the settings up, or the task manager view up. So I know a lot of people were asking questions about how resource intensive. So I've got 3 computers I can try this on. I've got my gaming laptop, I've got my gaming desktop, which is what I'm using now, and of course the most powerful computers I have with i7 9th gen CPUs, as well as 2070 Supers, tons of RAM, big SSD space. So those computers are in my flight sim. I'm not going to put FS 2020 on the flight simulator yet until they have multi-screen support. So again, the flight simulator is a 4-display system with 2 computers. So if they give me multi-screen or multi-computer support, then I will transition from X-Plane 11. So for now, we'll just be streaming the flight simulator off my gaming laptop and desktops just to see the performance. The gaming laptop, for anyone that's curious, is it's an 8th gen i7 8700H with 16 gigs of RAM, 500 gig SSD, and a terabyte hard drive in there for extra storage. So it's GTX 1050, 4 gig is the video card. So we'll see how well FS 2020 does on that platform. Probably not today, but later on in the week. The load times I've already noticed are a little bit higher off the 8 terabyte hard drive in my desktop versus the flight sim computer when I did the alpha. So things loaded much faster on the SSD. One thing I did do this morning is I purchased the Denver International Airport out of the Okay, that does not look like the Denver airport that I purchased. It looks like the Autogen airport. So I wonder if I can bring up the content manager. It looks like I can't. Okay. So before I actually do this flight, I want to make sure that my Denver airport's activated so we can see what that looks like and what performance loss, if any, from installing a payware aircraft or a payware scenery rather. Alright, so let's go to... I gotta remember how to do this. I think it was under Marketplace. So it's the Flight Beam Denver. Go to Content Manager. It might actually already be enabled by default. That might have just been the cinematics there. Okay, so we'll go from Denver, 16 right, sure. KCYS. Land at 27, VFR direct, live weather. Alright, let's go ahead and fly it. We'll see how quick the load times are after closing out of the game, or out of the flight. Needs to be loading a little bit faster. Looks like the audio's going away a little bit while it loads. I don't have my real flight controls, my alpha flight controls either. I'm using the Logitech 3D Pro flight stick. So I think I remember all the buttons. We'll see. As long as I know what the gear and flaps are, I'll be alright. Come on, here we go. Okay, ready to fly. Take a look outside real quick. Oh, that's the airplane there. Not sure if this is the Autogen or the Payware airport. Can't really tell, we're too far away from the terminal building. Alright, so we're departing 16 right. Cheyenne is to the north, so we'll have to, once we get to altitude, turn northbound. And it looks like it's got it in my, let's see if I can change the view here. Yeah, it's got it in the GPS or the FMC on this airplane. Let's go ahead and flaps should be set for takeoff, which they are. So let's just go ahead and give it some power. Parking brakes released. takeoff thrust on the rollout. That's a sensitive nose wheel. Probably get some nose up attitude here. Gear up. Flaps up. I'm getting a little bit of lag after installing the Hayware Denver Airport. Does it turn the yaw damper on? I have no idea where it's at on this airplane.
Oral warning, okay.
Yeah, I don't know where yaw damper switches on this plane. Start our right-hand turn. And the gear. Can't get the gear up for some reason. Okay, now we got the gears up. Continue our right-hand turn. Northbound as we fly towards the Denver area. Okay, the stuttering's gone. It was coming from the V-Pilot Batsim client, so I went ahead and shut that. Alright, we're now northbound. Continue our turn so we can intercept our course. Nose down trim here. fly alright. Let's not overspeed the airplane here. About on course, so let's turn to our heading. Looking good so far. Not a whole lot of internet data usage, which is a lot lower than I expected. There's a small cloud right in front of us. About what it looks like in real life. I did this flight, was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago. And that's about what it looks like. The scenery looks pretty accurate using the Bing maps. There's a big field of windmills somewhere around here as I get closer to Cheyenne. That shows the pilot inside. It's pretty neat. That's the top-down view. close are we? 40 miles out from Cheyenne. We'll decelerate, and I don't have my counter there. Looks like maybe 20 miles. Okay, so my button for the flaps are the middle two, speed brakes, bottom, top left is landing gear. For some reason that wouldn't work on the retract, so we'll see if it works for putting the gear down. Pretty clear sky today, so hopefully it stays that way for my flight this afternoon. Real flight, not simulator. That's what I'll be prepping for once this is over. Time is at almost 8 o'clock. What's our distance? About 30 miles out. We'll start our initial descent. We're looking like we're 26 miles out. Nose up trim. Slow below 250 since we're dropping under 10,000 feet. And we are now 24 nautical miles out. Continue to slow down here. Nautical miles. Go ahead and descend pretty low just so that we can get a good glimpse of the scenery once we come into town. So we'll go down to 7,500 initially. Airport elevation is 6133. miles out. Familiar with that big ridge, so we should be getting close to the city here in a bit. Miles out. There goes the windmill farm. Just off my 10 o'clock position. Miles out from the airport. I think this is Greeley Highway that I'm flying over. I've got the airport, so let's go ahead and set up for turn to final.
Landing here, landing here, landing here, landing here, landing here, landing here, landing here.
Okay, looks like I can't bring the gear down that way. We'll do it this way. Like the way the scenery looks. Took this turn a little bit too shallow here.
500.
I don't think I've really flown the Citation before, so. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
Stall, 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 stall.
Come on, get on the ground.
Stall.
Say that went better than I expected. High speed on the left. I think the brakes are, because it's a button, it's just literally press and release. So once I get my rudder pedals hooked up, we'll see how that works when I assign it to an axis. Parking brake on, flaps up. Alright, so let's, first of all, we're on the ground. This mouse look is a little bit weird. I'd say that went pretty well. I don't think there's like a reload or a replay feature yet. So we're requesting the forums and see what they do. Parking brake off. Let's go ahead and taxi towards the terminal area here and see if they've added the new terminal or if it's the old one still. I'm already looking, the control tower is not in the correct place. That's where the old tower used to be. Here at Cheyenne. Looks like there's a giant sphere just floating in the middle of nowhere over there as well, just off my 12 o'clock position. The tower is actually at the National Guard hangar, which is off to my 2 o'clock position as we taxi further down the airport. For the sake of time, let's go ahead and do a high-speed taxi. I don't like how the axis is reversed on the mouse look. It's a little weird. Okay, so that's where the new airport terminal is supposed to be. It looks like when they pulled the ortho photos. It was when they were still building it. So yeah, that's supposed to be the new airport terminal there off my left-hand wingtip. On the right side are the National Guard hangars. Okay, here goes Alpha 3. Cross runway 31. So this is supposed to be the old control tower. Looks like there's a field truck here. Then we have Legend Aero Service. This is the FBO. All of these planes are parked on the wrong side of their spaces. Parking back on. Alright, so it looks like we are here at Cheyenne Regional, Jerry Olson. What's going on, Matthias? Thanks for joining in. So I just landed here from, I left out of Denver International, landed here in Cheyenne Regional. This is my home airport in real life, so everything looks pretty good. This is an Autogen airport, and it's not too bad. I mean, these buildings don't match. They're actually brick colored buildings, kind of like this one. And this is our Legend Aero Service, General Aviation FBO. Further down is a helicopter hangar and a flight school, Wings of Wyoming. Another thing that I noticed that isn't here is the blank spot that you see all the airplanes parked in the back are supposed to be T hangars that lead towards the back of Alpha 1. And that's runway 1331 right there. So, yeah, there's definitely some things that are missing, but it's definitely acceptable for an Autogen airport. One thing that is bothering me is the control tower is in the wrong place. This is the old decommissioned control tower. The active one's currently on the other side of the field at the Air National Guard hangar. Yeah, let's see, can you show the different liveries of the airliners in the sim? Oh, absolutely. So let's go ahead and, so since this flight's over, we'll go ahead and return to the main menu. And we'll show you the liveries. So the Citation did not come with any additional liveries. So we'll see what the airliners have. I imagine some of the third-party developers will put out content for some of the default aircraft. Alright, so let's open up our world map, airplane view, and we'll start with the A321 Neo, or A320 rather. And it looks like there is no additional liveries. I know they showed one during the during the promotional video. And let's do 7.4. And it looks like there's no additional liveries right now at launch for the airliners, unfortunately. And hopefully that'll be coming out soon. Looks like those might be the only two airliners I have. Yep. Those are my only two airliners. So yeah, unfortunately, Aerofan, there's no liveries at launch time. I imagine over the next few weeks, there's probably going to be some third-party developers now that they have access to the SimConnect SDK and all that stuff. we'll probably have some folks creating liveries, additional content. I know Coronado's already released an airplane that you can purchase, the Skyhawk, or excuse me, the Skyline 182. I believe it's the G1000 model. So let's go back to the marketplace here. There is some third-party content. So like this current Flight Beam Denver International, I did purchase this. Let's see here. I think I gotta go to official content. There we go. So you can go to third party. The Coronado's already got the 182 Skyline set up for FS 2020. Looks really nice. I don't know if I'll be buying this plane just because I'll be alright with the 172 and the DA-40. We'll see what Coronado comes out with moving forward, and I may end up getting a few aircraft. One thing I'm definitely interested in seeing is the 737 and the Dash 8 Q400. So we'll see if anyone picks those aircraft up. I know PMDG is scheduling a late year or early next year release of the 737, and it's a complete rework, not just a port. So I know they announced that on their forums. Yeah, definitely. I hope there's more liveries as well. And the rest of it seems to be some Orbex sceneries. We have London City, Leeds Bradford Airport, London City Pack, Orcas Islands, and Innsbruck. Innsbruck's a popular fly-in destination. So we'll see what some of these look like. Actually, if they were rating, I actually like the way that looked. We'll get a closer look later on when I have more time. I actually have to get off and start planning for an afternoon flight today. But thanks for stopping by. That was First Flight in Simulator 2020. There will be more throughout the week. And if they release multi-monitor support here in the next few days to weeks, I may throw it on the home cockpit that's in the other room. We'll get multi-display set up and do some performance testing on those rigs. And see what everything looks like. And definitely if they push out a 737, since I have all 737 hardware overhead, avionics, I'll go ahead and start writing a program to interface all of that with FS 2020. Just stay tuned, and we'll call that a wrap for today's short stream.